Thank you very much, Alex. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be an even game, but I obviously have to side with North. I don't have a choice here.
Yeah, but you made it pretty clear your camp, you know, where you stand.
Yeah, I can't back down now, you know? We've got both the Danish teams in the same group, and there's a chance they could both make it out, but it's definitely not set in stone. And with the map picks, I think Sponge is right, though. OpTic got a pretty good map draw here.
Yeah, definitely. And well, it's just frustrating to see because it would have been really interesting to have Astralis versus North. Just saying, that would have been crazy.
That would have been a nightmare.
Because now you still have a chance to have two Danish teams in the playoffs. Anders, all I'm saying is, like, come on, how good are the Danes? Do they have to take over every playoff bracket?
Apparently so. I mean, I would be sad. On the other hand, you know, we are in Las Vegas. It'd be fun to have some American players make it all the way into the arena. No doubt about that. So yeah, starting off on Nuke as well. I mean, I love watching Nuke. Obviously, it's a slightly more difficult map to spectate and figure out exactly where the action is going to happen. But I think with the new changes to the map and everything, and again, I've been saying this for a while now, I think most of the teams have not done a very good job adjusting to the subtle changes that have been made. They're still playing, most of them, like it's, you know, sort of like your business as usual.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of room for, you know, fun tactics, fun stuff. We've seen some of it already where people, you know, in pistol rounds, they rush ramp and then they go to hell, you know, the full team just rushing there and making that work. So there's been some fun things, but not that much, I think.
I mean, it does feel like, and you have the maps there, so in case you're just tuning in, it's Nuke to start us off. Cobble will be the next map, and Cache if necessary. But, you know, one thing that stands out to me is it does feel like teams are using the rooftop of A, right, to set up their smokes a lot more than they did previously for some reason. Like, it's even getting into the mind games where you're shooting out the windows, but maybe you aren't even throwing the smokes. You're going B, you're going ramp, you're going elsewhere, right? So there are little tricks that are getting used now that have been picked up by the players with the new map. Obviously, you're going to start adjusting. We're already lucky enough to have had Inferno twice. I hope that we see that more now that we're getting into best of threes, that some teams are going to be brave and actually pick up that map as well. But we've got Nuke here, and really this has been like the group of Nuke. Pretty much the only map played throughout this entire group so far. So no surprise that we're going to get it here to start off OpTic and North.
Already blowing out the squeak door, in fact, and the smoke up to try and make it down the vent. That shot not going to connect for Cajun B. And now a lot of trouble for the North team. Their lineup has already been broken. They're going to have to make some pretty big adjustments to try and just deal with the fact that Hiko is down here, and they don't know if it's just Hiko or more players. They're just standing their ground at the moment. But eventually, as the clock runs down, surely they're going to have to be nervous about what's happening. They do have one guy rotating down to try and take care of Hiko, and now they know they've got him a bit isolated here. This is actually a very good job for North. Look at how they've boxed Hiko in, and he's down to 10 health. Very well played early on, and tricking them at least.
MSL can't be happy about this because this is one of their strategies. We saw this yesterday versus Complexity with North. And, well, already fair trade. It's going to be the push onto A side here from OpTic. The opening kills from Tarek, though. 2 headshots already for him. That gives OpTic the man advantage going into the bomb plant. But a very quick rotation coming in here from North. Look at this. Config already trying to put shots through the smoke.
Yeah, and somehow he hit one of them, but not enough damage for a kill. Now the bomb is ticking, and no one's picked up a defuse kit here. Config gonna land a headshot on Tarek. That's a good beginning, but still just leaves it in 3-on-3. Mixwell gets taken out. Russian Nafly left, just like that. The retake is in. A double kill for Config, and that was actually a very bad position for North to be in, and yet they just managed to fight their way out anyway. So defuse kit or not, they're gonna have the round.
This frustrating situation because if you can have all the positions, you can have the crossfire set up, but if you're not hitting the shots versus those USPs, one shot headshot for the USP. Magisk, you saw it right there. That aim, he got the player holding by vents even had to drop on him. He still just whips around, takes his head off. So I mean, North are looking very fired up right now. One thing to note is Magisk did not get any sleep. These players are still actually dealing with quite a bit of jet lag. It's been a lot of, you know, early mornings here, just trying to get as much sleep as possible.
Are they dealing with jet lag or just the fact that they hang out in the casino till 3 a.m.? I'm not sure.
Well, there is that too to consider.
I mean, I'm just asking the question. You know, could be one or the other or both.
I did have a pretty good laugh though with Magisk because, you know, he was walking around, he was like zombie mode, hadn't had coffee yet, hadn't had anything right. Like, Magisk, are you there? Like snapping my finger, you know, Magisk.
Cajun certainly is there. No problem taking down Nafly. Of course, with the bomb plant, they're not going to have armor or really anything else in this round, which is to be expected. Config having a grand old time with the UMP. Actually, all right, styling a bit on Tarek. And Mixwell is renamed himself Godwell, which I'm not even opposed to. I think that's perfectly reasonable.
Trying to get the channel going. I mean, why not? We saw the Magician yesterday with Simple. He's actually changing up his name a little bit as well. I mean, that is... it's kind of up to the admins to decide as well, basically, because you are supposed to have real Nick. But if you can get away with it, I guess.
Didn't Surreal play the first match with CCC as his nickname? Apparently.
Yes.
I don't know. I think Godwell is close enough that we can manage well. Plus, it's fitting. He is just incredibly good at playing a Counter-Strike. And one of the sort of key pieces here that could bring a victory for OpTic on any of these maps. Third round coming in, it's AKs. And again, they've held on to the FAMAS, the UMP, the MP7 there. Definitely a chance for OpTic to make a breakthrough. And they are pretty quick out in Yard with 3 people and Hiko on top. But Cajun, he gets the shot. Can he escape back down? A bit of a jump that actually takes a lot of damage falling down there. But at least he's alive.
Cajun, actually, after the major and the hugely disappointing performance he had there, he's actually had a very strong tournament so far throughout the group stage for North. MSL has really been able to count on Cajun to hit those shots, to get that AWP in play, and have an impact with it, most importantly. Some players, not so lucky, right? You get that op, maybe you get picked, and then it's rounds before you're able to get it again. Cajun B has been putting it to good use so far in the groups. So 2-0 lead here for North, a 2-man advantage as well. And so far, things really aren't panning out here for OpTic in the early game.
No, they're not. If they can make their way into ramp, then if they could get the 4v3 here, it's still possible for them to win the round. But Meg is trying to buy as much time as he can. He shouldn't stay on this ramp and fight. This is a really weird position to be in. They might not expect it, and actually some damage already coming through. Megis missing the spray entirely. Config luckily picks it up, and a double. They stand right on top of each other. Hiko and Tarek both going down. But that position for Megis, that's a bit of a mind game, because normally if you let go of, let's say, the primary angle there in ramp room, you might as well just fall back to the next corner under the actual ramp. But the fact that he gets the bomb dropped that far up as well is not exactly great. So good start for North.
Yeah. And, I mean, sure enough, Meg, I guess he's just holding that position because he knows that Config isn't too far away to support him as well. That nobody's really going to be able to get the drop on him. But still, good comms, good clean work, and Config certainly off to a very strong start here in this map. 3-0 lead for North. Yeah, and Config, now he's got the AK as well.
He's got 9-0-0. It is early days, but still. And MSL managed to hold on to the MP7, so that's going to come in use for this round. Already trying to get down, but the bomb is dropped, and even if it wasn't, there's a guy waiting under the vents. They're not going to allow them to get in there. Last one left in Nafline. Can't really do anything either. So 4-0 North. Definitely a good beginning for them. OpTic Gaming, though. I feel like this is the problem when you're playing on the T side. Sometimes you just have to wait every other round before you can get another chance to do something. But the money for the Danish side is already looking pretty terrifying. 7,500 more or less on 2 players there. So they've got a bit of a bank to work with.
Yeah, they're definitely hitting their stride here, North. They've got the comfort zone of a strong economy. They're hitting their shots clearly. They're getting good reads as well. AZ being up on the hut like that, it's just to completely counter any kind of early squeak play, and it works perfectly for him. Cajun B also being versatile with his positioning with the op. Last round, he had the AWP out in Yard, right? Pressuring OpTic there. This time around, he takes it to ramp and gets the early pick. Drops Nafly to start here. So this is tough for OpTic. They get the smoke wall down in Yard. Great. But being a man down like this, and with already the rotation happening here in CT, Config's already in the lower ramps, ready for this. AZ as well. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm liking this position. It could be hard to back down from here without exposing yourself too much. So already going to get tagged in the face. He will make it in behind the wall, but again, they could have grenaded him as they just tried to do. AZ low on health, going to just try and make it back into the bomb site. 55 seconds on the clock. They have no smokes for the plant here, OpTic. That's a big mistake. Magisk will go down, but how are they going to plant the bomb without actually just getting killed?
Yeah, AZ, this is, I mean, what a position to fall back to. He gets in a toxic room, and now he's going to be able to deny that plant all day long unless they can figure out how to get rid of him, or if they even realize that he's there. We've got 35 seconds left in the round here for OpTic to get the bomb plant. Rush making sure the flank can't come through. MSL somehow denies the bomb plant, gets out of vents without getting caught.
Again, this is the problem that it keeps coming back to. No smoke, and it's very hard to plant on the B bomb side. It's something you have to look for every round. Just always take a look at that hut in the left side and see if the terrorists have any smokes left. If they don't, then going B is always going to be very tricky.
AZ's still alive. There it is.
No, that was, I mean, I actually think OpTic had the right idea. It's just they didn't have the tools for it. And that's obviously an issue. 5-0 in favor of North. OpTic Gaming. The one thing you have to say in their favor here is that they got some kills in this round. They have 7 kills overall on the whole team combined, and Config right now has 10, so that's a problem. They need more kills. just as a basic thing. And Mixwell is back as Mixwell instead of Godwell. I'm sad.
Might have been the admin stepping in there to have him change that up after dying, but still, I do like OpTic going for the half buy here. They've got the Tech 9s. They can try and go for some run and gun, and they've elected to slow things down as well. You can see once again North with the anti-rush nades, the incendiary in front of Squeak Door. AZ also getting in position in case they try and blow the door up. He's going to be right in line to just hold down mouse 1 and spray right through if anybody from OpTic tries to rush vents again. So you can see North adjusting because they know that OpTic don't have rifles this round.
But the Tech 9's on Nuke, and then that one Deagle on Mixwell. It's possible to do something, but good kill on Hiko, and that drops the bomb right in front. That's just unfortunate. Now they're going to try and come through, but obviously it's too late. MSL joining the party with a triple kill, and we'll be 6-0. North, they're doing a remarkable job right now. But, I don't know. This can change fairly quickly, I think. It's not... The economy is really good, but still... There's a chance for OpTic to string together a couple of rounds here and still make it work.
I'm glad to see that Mixwell's got his AWP now, though. That could be the key factor. If OpTic decide to take him out into yard, get that yard control going, and sure enough, he's going to be heading over immediately towards Big Red. So they're going to set up that smoke wall once again. He's going to be looking to see if he can't find an angle on KGB, if KGB happens to be out there in yard. But again, KGB, he's just moving all over the place. He's actually setting up for Secret.
Yes.
This could go south. They have the Molotovs to use on Secret OpTic. Are they going to try and cut corners and not throw that Molotov in there?
They're waiting right at the edge of the smoke, so is KGB, and somehow that doesn't connect. They were all right there. How does that not work? Oh, man. What was even more interesting about what KG just did is he actually went ramp, fired the AWP, then ran right here. So that was he tried to fake the fact that he would still be ramp with the AWP and then run Secret. So bit of an interesting way to just use the audio to try and trick OpTic. Now, obviously, they didn't know because no one was in lobby. But if they had been in lobby, someone could have called out, said, all right, they're opposite ramp, let's go Secret. And then, boom.
Still just, man, not using Molotovs when you have them. That's scary.
There we go, Rush. That's the kind of start they need.
Yeah, there's the straight fight. Man advantage now for OpTic in the 7th round. And, well, OpTic are just electing to sit and wait. They're giving Tarek time to work over towards lobby to see if anybody's trying to cheat on that side of the map for North to get info. And in the meantime, they're just sitting and waiting to see if the information peak is going to come. But North have elected to just stay put. They aren't moving. They're not going to give OpTic any kind of free kill here to make life easier for them. But we do have the setup here from Tarek, the flash into A main, and it is going to be the split onto A site here from OpTic.
But there's a guy in the corner, that's MSL, but still in the high ground. Oh, Magus goes down, and AC's next in line. Great play from OpTic, in spite of the fact that, to me, it looked like they threw that flashbang, and then, 3 or 4 seconds passed before the team actually ran in. Didn't matter, they got all the right kills, no one even being traded. OpTic Gaming with a flawless round. Gonna make it a 6-1 scoreline. That's very encouraging if you're playing on the T side here. That's what you want. And now the big question becomes, so they're going for a full buy here, North, obviously. But after that, they don't have that much left. At least 2 of their players, 3 of their players even, are going to have trouble buying in the next round if they lose this one, North.
What is the adjustment that Peacemaker is talking about, though? You see that Peacemaker, he's talking quite a bit. Recent addition for OpTic, he's definitely bringing that tactical side. It's what he's famous for. But in DreamHack, the coaches can talk at all times, unlike the majors.
We saw the shot yesterday from Mixwell, and actually it did connect, but this time not quite. There are so many wall bangs that are possible out here. This is by no means the only one. So it's exciting to see if we can get more. Still wish we would see a triple boost every once in a while up on that rooftop, because it is hilarious.
And that would be looking towards heaven, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nasty.
sadly that's the only part you could do it in, but...
I just like to see the aggression coming in here from North.
Yes.
They've already pushed out Config, once again holding right below Silo. And he has support from KGB as well as AZ. There's just full focus on yard right now from North. They're waiting for these smokes to go down. They're waiting for OpTic to show their hand, but OpTic, they aren't really giving anything much right now as far as info is concerned.
MSL, he's going to get firebombed out, and so is the catwalk upstairs. They should be getting 2 Molotovs in. They certainly had the positions for it. Now Fly is setting up for a smoke that I think is going to land in main. So I would be surprised if MSL can stay here for much longer. Now the first smoke is going to be coming in, landing right next to MSL. That will block off any kind of a reinforcement from that angle. MSL trying with the early grenades there. The Molotov landing on Hut, so he has to fall back. And you can see up on the rafters, it's also Molotov out. There's almost no way to stand on that bomb site. AC is finally going to get the refrag in on Rush, but now they're down in the vent. And it's a 3-on-4. This is a beautiful round coming out of OpTic. Very well coordinated. I'm loving everything about this.
And great snap decision-making. Instead of pushing onto A site when that wasn't working, they quickly changed it up, and now they've got a bomb plant on the B site. There's the headshot from Tarek. Takes down Magus, and now there's the man advantage here for North still. But Mixwell, the long lurk, he's got that AK swapped as well. Only problem is he's lost his teammate. He's 1v3. He needs to win this duel versus Config. Goes for the peek, and he's not going to get it. Config with the headshot. Config just on point right now. Another 2 kills for him.
Man, what a shame for OpTic. This really shows you, though, that they've put in the work on Nuke. That's a lot of grenades that all have to land perfectly. There's the smoke for main, there's the Molotov on hot, the Molotov off on the rafters, and it's all just really, really good stuff. And they made their way into secret, into the vent and down in the B-bomb side. They just needed a couple of more kills, and that would have been it.
Yeah, I think it's like layers, it feels to me, like a very quick decision made when you realize, well, the A defense is still standing, but we have access to vent. We can get down to B, and you try and find a winning situation there. Tarek put up a fight, but it wasn't enough. But they do have the money because of that bomb plant. Look at this buy coming in here from OpTic. They have everything they need. All the necessities. North as well, though, already with the anti-rush nades out. Squeak, Hut, if they'd have tried to go for an A-rush OpTic, they'd have been toasty.
Cajun, smoked off. Not going to try for any crazy shots. Instead, waiting in secret is Config, and he's going to get completely destroyed by Mixwell. No chance at all there.
What a shot from Mixwell. And again, not using Molotovs to clear secret. OpTic, they're cutting corners, and 2 times now it's actually worked for them, but it's a risk. They're taking risks to try and edge something over North.
Molotov gonna land in the right spot. That leaves Magus just being on the right side. MSL gets a kill, and AZ picks up one before he dies to Nafly. This time they at least have the smoke for the bomb plant, but they're gonna lose Mixwell Rush. Can he get the plant down back there? He needs to do it quick, because otherwise North are just gonna move in even closer. MSL almost going down, and in fact Cajun will be going down. A headshot from Rush. They're back in the lead here. They've got the 2-on-2 and a massive health advantage, and plenty of time. They don't need to rush anything right now.
I like what you did there. Incendiary's down, and there's the headshot. And now it's on MSL and Magus to work as a pair, and MSL's going to figure out exactly where Hiko's playing from. And all of the information now at Hiko's disposal to try and keep Magus from getting this defused. The bomb is not planted for Hiko, and so Hiko has to move as soon as he hears that tap, but he hits the headshot. There's the clutch coming through. You can always count on Hiko in the end. Deep breath.
Yeah, you see him exhale there, just
But that was not a situation that favored Hiko. That bomb was not planted for him, and so...
You're right.
Just unfortunate that Magus was not watching the correct angle at the time when Hiko goes for the peek, because he should have had the advantage there, Magus.
That's very dangerous, that bomb plant position. You're exactly right. 7-2 as a scoreline, and OpTic still whittling down the economy of North. In fact, the Danes have nearly nothing left. If they lose this round, they're going to be full ecoing, and that's where this whole first half can sort of tip on its head, and suddenly OpTic have a very, very good chance of having a high impact here. But if they lose this round, they also know that that's a big opportunity that sort of slip in their fingers, and they just can't hold on to it.
It's almost a disaster, because this is a round where North would eco, but it's also a round where OpTic will eco. Nobody has money on the map right now. So it's a real risk here. There's a lot of pressure on the teams in Config. I love it. When everything is on the line, what do? You go aggressive. You take the fight to them. Going to get the spray eventually on Tarek. It wasn't neat. Nobody there to support him, though, because that smoke blocking off AZ on high. He couldn't give the support.
Oh, and running out of bullets there. Cajun not going to be able to follow up, but MSL comes in with a double kill. The captain here, much criticized for his ability to get kills, but he's doing a fine job at the moment. He's actually second on the scoreboard in the server with 13-4. And I mean, I think almost everyone would agree that that is the weak spot of this team, is that you've got obviously good in-game leading, and you've got all these star players, but sometimes if MSL goes completely missing, and that's happened multiple times, they just can't beat some of the really big teams. Right now, he's doing quite the opposite. But you're right. I think I almost wish you get a full replay of that. That smoke that lands on AZ is absolutely beautiful. That's so well thought out by OpTic.
Yeah, Config was on his own. He's definitely counting on having support from AZ in that situation. Cajun was there to back him up as well, and so, but that was a little bit delayed, right? I mean, the elements are here for OpTic. They're just not finding a way to get them to mesh properly together here. I mean, I think 4 players have 5 kills right now each on OpTic, and then the last guy's got 3, right? You know, so that they have the strats. They're just not getting the kills. They're not feeling comfortable enough with it to make it work.
They're just waiting in the... used to be the radio room, trophy room now. Hoping that North would come and be aggressive. That's something we haven't seen out of the Danish side, but you can do. Very easy to walk in there and try and go for the aggro play. Magus falling down on the ramp and all the way back into the B bomb side. Takes a couple of kills with him there. Almost a triple. He stops mid-spray. That's something that we sometimes don't see from him. He just keeps spraying.
And he actually went for, I don't know if that was a misclick or if it was one of those just the habit, right, swaps. Because that was a split second from him just getting shot with a knife in his hand. That would not have been good, but look at this. Config, there's 1, there's 2. Nice spray transfer, good clean work. Not going to get the final kill. Mixwell with the M4 that he robbed. is going to be able to trade it, but a man advantage now for North, and both players coming in from ramp. Wow, AZ just whips around the corner.
You know, my favorite thing about that round is probably Tarek just going for sort of the T-Rex approach, saying, if I just sit very still with the bomb, he just won't notice me at all. Just looked like he'd just given up on life at that point in time, saying, I'm obviously not going to win this. Oh, man. That's a shame. That was a very good round for OpTic. Considering the equipment, they got 3 kills very nearly upon plan. They did a lot of damage again to North's economy, but we're drawing towards the end of this half. They need to do more than just damage. They need to win rounds.
This is risky business here from Config. He's getting baited in and nearly gets the collateral. Does get the shot on Mixwell, though, and now that sets it up here for AZ in main. He's got to be careful about getting baited out. Running out of bullets there, and where is the A defense? How does he just get run down by Naf?
That's probably what he's calling to MSL for, saying, what the hell is going on now? They're shooting each other as well. Complete chaos and mutiny in the Danish lineup, but they make it work anyway, probably because OpTic did not have really any rifles. Now they will have, and I think this is it. I think they need to win at least the next 2 rounds, preferably the next 3, which I think they could do. I think they've got the tools. I'm actually really enjoying watching OpTic on the T side here. Just a couple of more inches and they're there.
Oh, this is one way to approach it. Get the quick boost in yard. There is an AWP. It's still on Config for North. Interesting to see that Cajun decided to actually step away from the gun, but they do kind of hand it off. Every now and again, Naf playing with fire, going for the shoulder peeks. Not going to find anything, though. And while OpTic, I mean, they're getting information now, and this is going to be good, but Config once again down here in secret, and OpTic, just no punish coming from them. They don't actually have the Molotovs this round to get rid of them.
Hiko got grenaded again over at the trophy room, and they've lost Rush as well, so not necessarily the best start. Config going to get a free kill there. Mixwell. Oh man, if we saw that from his point of view, I wonder how many milliseconds he was off from actually getting the right angle. Trying to get the shot mid-air. AC jumps for his life and still goes down. And MSL with another couple of kills, making it 16 for MSL. When's the last time you saw MSL have 16 and 4 as a ratio? That's just very good.
He's been getting a lot of action on that A site. Yeah, he's definitely stepped up here. He's got to be feeling just so comfortable dealing with OpTic, who apparently it's Nafly, and I mean, Naf was the one who was going to take over the leadership role, but apparently Peacemaker is having a say. It's kind of like a hot potato. They're handing it off one to the other as far as the calls are concerned, and that might be actually posing a little bit of a problem here. Just because MSL, he certainly isn't questioning his game plan. Everything is working for North right now.
MSL getting a quick kill there. Cajun following up with a double, and MSL taking even another one, so 18 for him. And it's going to be Cajun for the last one. They're just trying to outdo each other in that A bomb site. OpTic running in there, not with too much coordination, I've got to say. It just felt a bit weird. 12-2-2.
I'm sure that coming into this, the game plan for OpTic, right? I mean, this is North's pick. Let's be clear about that. But you can see why. Yesterday, North completely destroyed Complexity on Nuke 16-4.
I think Magisk even tweeted, I have no idea why they would pick Nuke against us. Like, that was confusing to him even.
This is their home turf, clearly, because we're having another star performance here from North on this map. 12-2 going into the 15th round. I mean, that's a dominant scoreline.
And in terms of Counter-Strike history, this map goes back very far in Denmark, and almost every sort of respectable Danish lineup that's ever been in Global Offensive has been good at playing Nuke. Even back when Fetish was doing the in-game leading, this still worked. So, I think maybe it's just a cultural thing almost at this point, at least in Counter-Strike culture. Cajun opening up with 2 big frags there, taking down Hiko and Rush. He's going to miss the opportunity, but still, this is a brutal beating that OpTic are taking right now.
Yeah, they're just getting picked apart at this point. And when you're out in yard stranded, you still have nades, but you don't have any smokes, and so you have no way to hide from these AWPs. So long as Config and Cajun can stay alive, it's a very tricky situation for OpTic. But they can count on Tarek here, because he's actually managed to get through secret, approaching vents. This could open up the B site.
Magisk, look at how far up he's pushed. We talked about this. You could push into the trophy room. He's looking into lobby here. Going to get a very easy kill on Mixwell. That's just frustrating if you're a Spanish player there. Now it's Nafly and Tarek left. 2 versus 4, and Tarek's making quite a lot of noise, but does he really even have a choice? They got 30 seconds. He needs to clear out all of this. And oh, Nafly coming in. They got Magisk sandwiched. Could this really happen? 2 versus 4. This round is so important for OpTic. North, they just need a bit more topping on the pie here, but right now it's all on OpTic to win this, and they're boxed in. Config gonna pick up the one kill. Tarek getting one, but he goes down. Config finishing the half 13-2, and with an overall scoreline of 19-7 for him personally is the ratio there. Oh man, that I feel like if you just come in and you look at the first half score and it's 13-2, you will have missed some of the cool stuff that actually they did on the OpTic side. Man, that shot from Cajun. Ridiculous.
Just scary. This is kind of what is actually they're capable of here. You're not really seeing the lack of Rubino. You're actually just seeing the addition of the firepower that's working. And it's a point that Sponge made during the analyst segment, right, where it's like MSL doesn't really have too much to worry about because he has all the firepower. He just has to place them in the correct positions. And so this is really just everything working out for MSL. As far as his heavy hitters are concerned, they're all hitting their shots. Config going above and beyond, right? But everybody else seems to be stepping up. Nobody's really missing out on anything here for MSL. It's OpTic who are kind of left stranded because they're running through their playbook, clearly, but they aren't able to get the kills.
Yeah, so kind of a traditional scoreline on Nuke. There's been some discussion in the community as to how the map balance actually is, that probably it's swung, it's still probably CT-sided, but swung more to the T side than it used to because of the addition of the railing and all of it. But like I said, I think people aren't making very good use of it, so yeah, still a work in progress, I would say, figuring out exactly what sort of the perfect map balance is here, or between even teams. Takes a while to guess that. AC with a Molotov and a smoke, so could be that they have a plan in mind. This is one of those maps where you can really hide with a Molotov somewhere and try and keep firebombing out the bomb once it's planted. And actually, they're already in ramp room, making their way down. The Glock train well on the way, and they're going to Molotov out the vents instead to make sure that they can get that bomb planted out without being interrupted. Smoke for the other side, just very well done here from North. They had this all figured out.
Polished. Everything falling into place. Now it's going to be about hitting those headshots, though, and Naf is going to take point. Goes leaping into the fight. MSL, though, shuts him down. And MSL and Cajun doing excellent work here, just holding the line, not allowing OpTic to get the wrap, and they're just going to get completely collapsed on. Perfect round for North. What a pistol.
Yeah, that was, you almost wish that that YK was on the desk here early on, because this is one of those rounds that's so good to break apart, right? The Molotov into the vents, the smoke for decon, and then OpTic just have no idea what's happening. Everywhere they showed up, there was only 2 grenades, and that was enough.
This is, I mean, well, it's tough. You know, there's like a margin here for Hiko because he's just recently been added to the roster, right? Playing as a stand-in, that sort of thing. But he's only got 3 kills here, 17 rounds in. You know, Hiko is definitely the kind of player that you can look to play well under pressure, but he's just not able to get anything rolling for himself right now. Same could be said for Rush and Mixwell. I mean, everybody's kind of dropped off for OpTic. Tarek's the only guy on double digits right now.
Yeah, Rush is one of those players that we sometimes think of as almost a benchmark for how well the team is doing. You know, if he's on top, then generally, you know, OpTic are in good shape. But you're right, 5 kills on him, not that encouraging. They are doing some damage in this round. Obviously, they've got their backs to the wall. It is either going to happen here and they can start to mount the comeback, or they will just end up falling. MSL briefly looking the wrong way, but they signal their move with the smoke, and now it's a 2-on-1. At least he has the bomb, but Hiko just charging in and going down to MSL. We'll leave it at 15-2. My God.
Total and utter destruction, Anders. This is one-sided. Thank you for stating the obvious. But yes, right now it's really brutal because, well, it just doesn't feel like they're able to get into the game at all. This is very clearly North's map. They're very comfortable on this map. I mean, look at the work that they're doing. Everybody's hitting their shots. I mean, it's really, that's all you can really boil this down to, because OpTic aren't, and they're struggling.
Trying to keep alive in the first map here. It's a best of 3, just to remind you. So it is not done yet, but 4 versus 3 here. They're on the A-bomb site, and the bomb going to be planted momentarily. They're just making sure that no one can go out. Tarek, obviously not welcome at that point in time, and Mixwell will be going down. So North just delivering an otherworldly spanking to OpTic in this first map. Nafly and Tarek are left. I mean, at this point, you just got to shrug and say, whatever, let's just wait. We'll do the same to you on the next map, then we'll go to Cash, and that's probably a really good map for us. 16-2, ladies and gentlemen, in favor of North here in the first map of the best of 3. That is just absurd.
That's flawless. That is a flawless map. What a start for the Danish team. When everything is on the line here as well, they're facing elimination. This is to decide who gets second seed and who's going home. But I think you're right, Anders. It comes down to Cobble next for OpTic. That's their map. It's a map that they are comfortable and confident on. And so we just have to see if the veterans on this roster, like Hiko, are going to be able to just shake it off and say, right, that map never happened, right? I got more than 3 kills in my head.
Yeah. I mean,
I shape reality.
Just to give some credit to our analysts as well, they were sort of saying this. They're saying for OpTic, this is about surviving until cash. You know, we're bringing on to cash, and then you've got the 2-1 victory that both I think Sponge and Moses were talking about. So I wouldn't say it's going according to plan. Probably you still want to try and put up a fight on Nuke. But OpTic must know that this could have happened, and you know, just shrug it off, move on to the next one, come back and do the same to them. I think that's got to be the name of the game here.
Well, guys, we're going to take a very quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will have map 2 Cobblestone between OpTic and North. I was about to say Dignitas. North. Old habits die hard.